Hi there crafty friends, card number 25 in my full deck challenge. I had different plans for this one, but it worked out to be a vintage inspired one. I'm going to start by preparing the card face, and I'm using some Mod Podge with a paintbrush, and I'm going to add some tissue paper from a dress pattern. I really love using this tissue paper from dress patterns, especially for vintage inspired makes, because of the color, and sometimes it's got the markings on, which really add a lovely effect. Just ensure that all the corners are stuck down well. Once dry, trim the edges. You can either cut it with the scissors or tear it gently. I'm going to add some texture paste through this stencil. The stencil is purchased from Kmart here in Australia. I'm going to fill the whole card with the texture paste, and it's going directly onto the tissue paper. Don't forget to clean your stencil before the texture paste dries. Once the texture paste on the card is dry, we're going to add some color. I'm going to use ink. If you're not new to my channel, you'll know that I use this color a lot. It's called Vintage Photo, and it's a Tim Holtz Distress ink. I spray the surface of the card with some water, and then I also apply water to the acrylic block where the ink is to make it more like paint. And then with a small paintbrush, I gently add little dabs on the corners of the card, still spraying water as I go and allowing the color to flow through into the grooves of the stencil markings. I don't want a very big bright contrast between the white texture paste and my color, so I am allowing some of the ink to go over the white areas of the stencil markings. I'm adding a second color. This is called Brushed Corduroy, and it's an oxide ink spray. I'm adding it in the same way as I did the first ink. As you can see, I'm letting the color go over the white area too. This tones down the white, it gives it more of that vintage feel, and the white isn't quite so bright and stark. I'm also going to add a little bit of splatter with the same ink, just watering it down, and with a thin paintbrush I'm just spraying it on the top, and it's leaving little droplets which give it a really lovely effect. To decorate my card, I've made some paper ruffles with some of the dress pattern tissue paper, and I also have this page. It's from a Tim Holtz paper pad, and I do love all these numbers, and I've just selected one that I like, this 5 cents one that's quite big with the black writing, and I'm going to add that as one of my focal points in my embellishment of this card. I'm using black distress ink and an applicator to distress the edges of the entire card and the little 5 cents piece. I'm now going to work with all the little elements that I have and move them around until I find a composition that I'm happy with. I really loved all these numbers and wanted to use them all, but they were just too much. So I ended up just using the 5 cent and then finding other elements to add. I also have these vintage people from Tim Holtz, and I found the ones that look like they were leaning or sitting. And I like this little boy in his sailor suit, so I'm going to add him on the top of my 5 cents as if he's sitting on it. This wording is from a die cut pack, and I'm just going to cut out the words that I want. I was hoping to fit it all, but because it's quite large, it didn't look right. It was a bit overcrowded, so I'll just add the words "always have courage." Once I'm happy with all the placement, I'm going to glue everything down with my hot glue gun. If you want to join in the full deck challenge, it's never too late. You can find my group for it on Facebook. Just search Full Deck Challenge Group. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you around to see more of my videos. And don't forget to click the little bell too, so you're notified every time I upload new content. I'm adding my cards to a ring, so I'm just going to punch a hole in the top left hand corner and add it to the rest of my collection. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.